Welcome to the SWE ABET Scholarship Training for Judges. This training is specific to the ABET Scholarship and will be applicable to both the upperclassmen and freshman scholarships, as they're similar programs with minor differences on how to judge and score accordingly. In this training, you will learn how to use the judging portal, how to apply the scoring rubric for the applications, and how to reach out to the scholarship team with any questions. Just wanted to go over a little bit of background on your effects and reach as a judge. Back in 1996, we awarded about 90 scholarships at about $130,000. In 2022, we were able to award over 330 scholarships at $1.7 million. And we really could not do it without your help in judging all the applications and awarding accordingly. So we really appreciate your time and want to thank you for your dedication to SWE and the scholarship program. As a judge, you must be a SWE member. So if there's any issues with that, please let us know as soon as possible. There's also a need for computer access. It's going to be through a web page, and you can access through your devices, including your phone and your tablet, but we do recommend using a computer for the easiest way to access the portal. We also encourage you to judge at your own time and pace, and also be aware of those judging deadlines for your specific program. They'll be highlighted in the emails as well as the portal. So please be aware of the deadlines to complete judging. We also understand that things may arise and you may not be able to judge the applications you were assigned. We just ask that you please notify us as soon as possible if you cannot complete your judging assignments, as it's very crucial to fairly judge every application and give everyone a fair chance. So please be aware, and we would really like to know as soon as possible. A little bit on the emails that you're receiving and how you're going to get information. You will please whitelist the scholarships at SWE.org so that you don't get any of the emails placed in the spam folder. You're going to receive this email with login information, and we'll go over a sample link email that will go over the links, the assignments, and instructions. A lot of the details will also be on that login page, and the rubric that you'll be following will be in both the email and downloadable from the portal. One of the things we want to highlight that is in the portal, sometimes it will be referring to you as a reviewer. We just want to be crystal clear that a judge is also a reviewer. So in that kind of initial email, you're going to be notified when you get new applications, that you'll need to go to the link and set up your sign-in information. If you have been a judge in the past, you may already have the same login information. You can continue to use that. If with the emails as well, you'll be getting weekly reminders, and that's how you'll be getting notified if you had any forgot passwords. Just also keep in mind that the number of applications that you'll see typically range depending on what you selected on the sign up initially, as well as the amount of applications to divide. And that does vary year over year, depending on the number of applications we receive and the judges that sign up. So going right in, this is more or less what you will see on the scholarship portal. If you go onto this link, scholarships.swe.org/review, it will go into this login page, and this is one of the first things you'll see. If you scroll down, you do log in at the bottom of the main page. So please note your email and your password that was noted in your original email that you got with the assignments that you had. If you have any issues with logging in, please contact us at scholarships@swe.org, and we'll make sure to get you in accordingly. Once you do log in, you're going to be able to see a slightly different screen. Note that the reviewer portal will have actually the same text as the login page, but it will also include an FAQ tab as well as a drop-down for your specific profile. So you can edit your own profile and make any modifications that you need. And the FAQ page will keep that updated with the rubric. If you need to refer to it, you'll be able to download the PDF there, as well as some reminders on deadlines and dates. And you will find that all in the FAQ, as well as in your emails that you'll be receiving from us. When you scroll down into that page after you log in, you'll be able to see a list of queued applications. So those are the ones that are assigned to you, as well as any saved applications. In this particular view, I've already started reviewing some of the applications. And as soon as you open one of them, it will go down to the saved applications page. So we'll dive right in, and you can click right onto the name of your application to begin. So you'll go ahead and click on the applicant's name. I also want to point out that here it will list a class level. The class level will be specific to if the current class that the applicant is in. In the next page, when you do click in, it will note that the class status is senior. Note that this is for the application that they are applying for their scholarship for their senior year. So that will be the class status of the applicant for the scholarship year. You'll also see different links embedded in the application. So we'll like to point out that view transcript, view resume will bring you to separate links, whereas the rest of the application will list out all of the details that the applicant includes. We want to remind you that transcript submission must be in English for all students, and please let us know if that candidate follow those instructions. On the right-hand side of the application, you'll also see the review questions. This is where you will be inputting your scoring. And we have a bunch of different sections, including academic preparation, extracurricular activities, so on and so forth. We also want to just really highlight that if you do not understand what's the maximum per score, you can actually go ahead and click this question mark. It will open up a box and both provide a link to rubric as also the maximum points that you can provide. So those will be listed both in the rubric and in those specific sections. And here you can kind of note that for each of these sections, it's a maximum of 5 points. Please do not exceed 5 points. And you can go to the nearest 0.5 point when you're scoring, and you can judge accordingly. There's also a section of bonus points. These are only single points that we want to award. All right, here, there's a unique section called Please Enter a Zero Score here. We do have some minor workarounds with the current portal that we have. So we please ask for all judges to please input a 0, as this does affect kind of the overall score. So please enter a 0 here. I'm going to go focus in on this last detail on would you recommend this applicant? So we have 2 things that we consider as a scholarship team. The total score as well as your recommendation. After you consider the entire application, really, would you recommend the applicant? Do you feel that this is a proper applicant to get a scholarship? Yes, no, maybe, and we'll take that into account. We also recommend that after each applicant that you go through, that you rate multiple applications in one sitting, and you should go ahead and save for later until you finish those few applications to get familiar with the portal, the scoring, and the rubric, and then have a feel of whether or not you need to go back and adjust any scoring as you go forward. And that is something we certainly recommend that you go ahead and do. All right. Once you are completed with all your applications, you can go ahead and submit them. So back to this list, there are applications for your confirmation. You can go ahead, click, and you can either confirm all applications or confirm selected applications. And then once you do, you'll get to this page where it will confirm your applications. You will sign with your full name and click confirm when completed. We'll dive right into specifically how you evaluate the applicant now. So this is where there's a slight difference between the upper class and the freshman scholarships, the academic preparation. There is a slight change this year where we basically have a highlight of what a general ABET accredited engineering program would look like. You do have kind of your first year 100 level courses, second year 200 level, third year 300, fourth year and above as 400, 500 and above. So we just want you to take a look and see if the applicant is generally following the structure in the engineering curriculum. And if they are, we'll score accordingly, and we'll kind of walk through that. But this is just a very general, what should a engineering student be pursuing as they kind of go through their academic career. So with that in mind, we wanted to kind of level set everyone without using GPAs when possible. When you are evaluating the academic preparation section, we please encourage you to do not use the GPA and instead consider whether or not they're meeting the expected engineering curriculum coursework. So this section is going to be scored on a base and bonus point structure. So again, the academic preparation will be a maximum of 5 points. What you do is you kind of take a look at their transcript first and take a look, are they meeting the expected curriculum coursework? If so, that's great. We'll award 3 points. Do they already have a prior engineering degree? We'll score that with 4 points. If they do not meet any of the required engineering curriculum coursework, really that they're taking non-engineering courses, they're a non-engineering major, we'll kind of start at that 0 score. And we'll also take into consider whether the student is transitioning to engineering coursework from another major or in the process of meeting expected engineering curriculum coursework. I do want to reiterate that there are some students that come from a high school background that may not have all of those prerequisites. So I'm going to go back real quick. Maybe some students need to take a pre-calculus before they can take Calc 1 in their first semester. I want to reiterate that that is not a negative thing. This is not that they were not starting from an engineering coursework, it's just they needed to take prerequisite. So if there is a student that has pre-calculus or lower math in order to meet the expected engineering curriculum coursework, that would still count as a 3. So I wanted to be very clear with that. And then once you figure out their base score, you can go ahead and figure out, all right, do we show good consistency with engineering related grades? So again, we're looking at grades, not GPA. So is there a good positive trend? Are they consistent? Just really try to see, hey, are they doing well? Are they staying consistent? We also wanted to provide another bonus point. If you do see that the student is incorporating challenging courses beyond their expected curriculum course level. So we wanted to really give a chance to give an extra point on whether they're doing an engineering related minor or even higher level courses than they are expected to do. No, that will also be a bonus point. So again, the maximum for this section will be a 5. For the freshman academic preparation section, we don't have a general layout of a high school curriculum because they do vary so much. But this is going to be very similar to judges who have judged in the past, where all we ask for is whether or not they have completed at least 3 math courses and at least 3 science courses. If they do one or the other, we'll start at a base score of 2. And if they have done both at least 3 math courses and at least 3 science courses, which is on par with most high school curriculums, you can give them a 3. And then from there, again, very similarly to the upperclassmen program, if you see some good consistency or you see over time that there has been improvement of grades despite certain challenging periods, feel free to give them that extra point, as well as if they do take on any additional challenging courses, basically any additional engineering related courses or higher than current level courses, that is something to also award the applicant with a bonus point. Moving on to section 2, we're going to be analyzing the extracurricular activities. So this also follows a very similar structure to the section 1, where you award base points first and then bonus points after. So I just wanted to go over very quickly that an organization refers to any defined group of people, including clubs, societies, fraternities, sororities, sports, volunteer, nonprofit organizations, religious organizations, so on and so forth. And work experience refers to anything any efforts related to financing education. I also want to reiterate that for upper class applications, activities that occur during high school should not be included in the evaluation. For freshman applicants, of course, you must include the high school activities. So I wanted to go over a few examples of how to score, and I think that would help move things along as a judge. So let's say we have an applicant one that is currently a SWE secretary. They spend about 5 hours a week. It's been doing so, been a SWE member for the last 2 years. They're also an IEEE member. They're also a yearbook club member, and they also work as an admissions assistant 20 hours a week. We would actually score this person wherever they get the highest base points. So you can see that clearly they have at least one leadership role as a SWE secretary. They're also a member in an organization, in at least 2 organizations. So it's like, all right, it could be a 2. Well, they're already a leadership role, it could be a 2.5. But note that they also work as an admissions assistant. And anything that is 20 hours during the week, we can also highlight, all right, the highest points that this applicant can receive is a 3.5 because they do work 20 hours a week. So that's the base points. You will also award bonus points for this applicant as well. Note that they participate in more than one category. So we awarded base points on the work experience. We want to also make sure that we give them an extra 0.5 for being an active member or a leadership role. So that's an extra 0.5. They also spent multiple years of a continuous activity, work experience, or caregiving. They have been working in yearbook club and secretary for 2 years. So that's an extra 0.5. And they also receive an extra 0.5 points for work experience during the school term. They are an admissions assistant during the school term. That's an extra 1.5. Once again, the maximum score for this section is a 5. So you could award more bonus points, but at this point, they have reached the max. I also want to reiterate that the bonus points can only be a maximum of 2. So if they do have a lot of things, but let's say they are only an active member and they do some occasional summer work and they do it during the school term, they can only get up at most 4 points if they have full bonus points. I also have some other applicant examples here. You can kind of go through it. If you have any questions scoring this section, we encourage you to just ask us to clarify, but do a few of these and you'll get a rhythm for it. For section 3, we're going to really understand the indicators of potential for success in engineering. So for the first section, you're going to be judging on the communication ability. We've included the prompt this year on the rubric so that you can easily follow. For this section only, you're going to just judge solely by the essay. You're going to see how well they write and follow accordingly. You can give scores that are 2 or 4 if you kind of believe they're in between those different major scoring milestones. So do your best and kind of give your best insight, read through the essay and see if there is clear purpose. It provides insight into the applicant, and it's also mechanistically sound, so just well structured, and kind of do your best. This is a subjective section. We also want to just highlight that we do ask that the essay does not exceed 350 words. There is no word count in the application. So if you do find that it is too long, that kind of goes into the structure, and please judge accordingly with that. And we'll go to section B here, interest in engineering. So we want you to look at the application as a whole. In the past, maybe we were only asking for just judging from the essay, but we really want you to take a holistic look at their application. Look through their coursework, their extracurricular activities, their essay, as well as the reference letters. Do they seem to be interested in engineering? We want to be able to award scholarships to future engineers, and we want to make sure that we're applying these scholarships to these applicants who have a future and have planned to have a future in engineering. So we just want you to award accordingly, whether you think there is a passion for engineering or if there's just interest there. So please score accordingly. For both of these sections, it's a maximum of 5 points. Please feel free to use any of the scores in between. These are meant to be a guide. This year, we have a new section, section 4, for bonus points. For upper class and freshman applicants, it's really if they're a current SWE member or SWE Next member. We just want to give an extra point if they are a SWE or SWE Next member. And then we also included this year a bonus point for the judges to use. Basically, this is not something that should be given lightly. If you have reviewed the application and you felt that there were definitely extenuating circumstances that were not highlighted in any way through this rubric, you may use this point if you feel that you want to highlight that accomplishment or like a significant need that you see for this applicant that was not captured by any other score. You should not be giving these away. This is really for the special, maybe 1, maybe 2 applicants that you see as you score. So we encourage you to really consider the scholarship applicant holistically for this score. All right, and one of the things is how to contact us. So there's 2 groups that you can contact, but we can communicate with each other if we feel that the questions were not directed to the right group. You can reach out to the scholarship committee at scholarship-committee@swe.org for any judging and rubric related questions. Really, if you're kind of going through the scoring and you don't really know, if there's anyone who reaches out to you for any questions, please let us know. We are the ones in charge of kind of the judging, the rubric, the scoring, and awarding aspects. For our headquarters team, those are the folks kind of helping out at headquarters at scholarships@swe.org. If you have any questions or need assistance regarding the portal, getting access to your accounts, any issues regarding the applications, maybe you submitted one too soon, maybe there's too many applications that are assigned to you, as well as any conflict of interest applications. If it is someone you know, please contact us and we will reassign that application. We will also host office hours for the judges. If you have any questions and if you don't want to email us and you want to kind of ask us in person, we will have office hours and they will be sent to you via email. So please whitelist scholarships@swe.org and you'll be getting all those communications from us. Wanted to end with a couple helpful hints from past judges. Keep in mind the average judging time is roughly 15 minutes per application, may take longer for the first 2 and will speed up as you go through. Definitely recommend to just kind of set aside some time and get it done, whether it's a weekend or a few evenings during the week. Just kind of go through. Once you get into the groove of it, it should be something that you'll get a hang of and you'll be able to help judge accordingly. You'll start with a small number of applications your first time, and please do not wait until the last minute. We are here for you to answer any of your questions, and we're here for you throughout the time you're supposed to judge. So work through several applications before submitting any final scores and give yourself plenty of time. Read all applications before judging any. That's really something that's up to you, whether you think that's helpful, and keep an open mind about what each girl is doing. Remember to use the rubric as a guide, but also keep an open mind and try to judge when you're feeling fresh and sharp. Read everything carefully. And remember, we're awarding scholarships for future engineers. At the top of the rubric, we do kind of mention what is engineering. We always mention engineering. Engineering is anything that is an engineering related major, engineering technology. And we want to just reiterate that we are awarding scholarships for future engineers. There has been, in my experience, that there are some scholarship applicants who are studying engineering, but may not be seeking a career in engineering, whether it's maybe consulting, maybe it's medical, whatever that may be. So just remember that we do want to award scholarships to future engineers, and we are the Society of Women Engineers and want to help make their dreams come true. So I want to end this on thanking you for spending the time to go through this training, to go through the judging of all these applications. We would not be able to do it without you, and we would not be able to award the scholarships that we do without your help in judging the many applications, hundreds of thousands that we receive. So really thank you for your time, and thank you so much. Hope to see your judging scores come in, and please let us know if you have any questions